Good evening, American patriots, and welcome to another live broadcast of the Douglas Ducote Show. You had many places you could be tonight, but you chose to be here with me, the number one show pissing off the far left for several years in a row now, and I'm damn proud of it. Folks, most of tonight's show is going to be about Joe Biden's lies, and we're going to go over them, especially when he talks about the border and a few other things that he's recently said that's just absolutely sad and pathetic. You know, the left loves to talk about all the lies they claim that Donald Trump told. In fact, I believe the number one time they were saying it's 30,000 lies, and then it was 50,000 lies. I don't even know what they're up to now. But regardless, I've got some lies for you that are just, you can just tune in, folks, to anywhere on YouTube and watch them. There's many of them. But first, let's go over a few things that are happening in the news that are, it's absolutely stunning and sad. In order to take care of the problem we have with criminal illegal aliens, those that commit crimes, you have to put them in prison. You have to put them in jail and then deport them. Okay? Regardless of how easy you want to go on illegal immigrants that just want to come across the border and get away from Border Patrol and live a happy life here in America that haven't caused any problems or crimes. But damn it, when you got some that actually commit crimes, they're here illegally, they commit crimes, then you put them away, right? Well, until we get judges, for left judges out of the system, then things like what happened in New York this weekend are going to continue to happen, or just a few days ago, not this weekend. There were two New York police officers that were attempting to, I guess, make an arrest with one particular illegal immigrant for whatever he did. And I don't know what he did. All I do know is you can see the video. It's all over social media right now. And they're attempting to put him in handcuffs, and he's fighting them. They end up having to go to the ground with him. And he was with a bunch of other illegal immigrants. Matter of fact, New York's full of them right now. And they came over and started hitting and kicking the police officers, attacking the police officers, literally trying to stop them from making this arrest. Illegal aliens. They managed to get back up there. They managed to get at least 4 of these illegal aliens that attacked and assaulted the officers, carted off to jail, and charged them with felony convictions. Well, within a matter of hours, a liberal Democrat New York judge slapped them on the wrist and let them walk right out the damn room and back onto the streets. No bail, nothing. They're here illegally, and they physically attacked 2 police officers, and they got away with it. Right now, many of the New York police officers are very upset, as you can imagine. The union is speaking out about this because what good's it do to even arrest anybody? If these liberal Democrat judges are not going to do something with these people that the cops are bringing them, then what's the fucking purpose of even having cops? You know, I worked in law enforcement for many years. I sure as hell wouldn't do it today. I mean, this is just, talk about an insult. Anyhow, these 4 are Darwin Andres Gomez, 19, Kevin Savante Ochoa, 19, Wilson Juarez, 21, and Yarman Ravarno, 24. And then they all boarded a bus for California and left New York. And they are scot-free. Nothing to be done. Police officers got beat and attacked. And this judge let them out. Now, I'm working on getting the name of this judge. I don't have it yet, or I would share it with you tonight. But there will be more to come on this story. And I do hope that American patriots will rise up on social media, make phone calls, send emails, all the great stuff that you do to support our men and women in law enforcement, and let it be known how you feel. So more of that to come. Now, I've been telling you on this show for years now that in our United States Congress, we have, as far as I'm concerned, terrorists. They are terrorists because of their rhetoric and who they support. Congresswoman Rashid Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, in my personal opinion, as the opinion of most U.S. military veterans, we have terrorists in our Congress based on their own hateful words towards American patriots, towards veterans, towards our men and women in uniform, towards law enforcement, and of course, towards anyone that supported Donald J. Trump, who I did not expect to be on that list, at least as a terrorist sympathizer, is Representative Cori Bush, who basically, as far as I'm concerned, was just a racist bigot. I don't really pay much attention to her because she's a racist bigot. But no, she's on that list now. Here you go. Democrat Representative Cori Bush and Representative Rashida Tlaib were the only two representatives for the Democrats who voted against all the Democrats in the House, except for these two who voted against barring Hamas terrorists from entering the United States. Now, I want you to think about that for a moment. A bill was put forward, H.R. 6679, which is called the No Immigration Benefits for Hamas Terrorists Act. Expanded a U.S. ban on Palestinian Liberation Organization, the PLO, which are terrorists, officers to include the PLO members. The bill, which was first introduced by Representative Tom McClintock, Republican of Pennsylvania, also barred Hamas members and anyone who participated in the October 7th attack from ever coming to the United States. Legislation states that any person who participated in the planned, financed, affordable, material, support, or otherwise facilitated the October 7th attack on Israel or attacks after that shall be ineligible for any relief under our immigration laws. Any alien who carried out, participated in, planned, financed, afforded material support to, or otherwise facilitated any of the attacks against Israel initiated by Hamas beginning October 7th, 2023, is not able to come to America. That's what the bill states. 422 members of the House, all the Republicans, and all the Democrats, except for those two, and one more that voted not present, which I will share with you here in a second. The House did pass the bill, obviously. Those four members voted against the bill, and then the one voted not present. He voted present, but not voted either way. Bush and Tlaib voted against the bill, while Representative Delia, D-E-L-I-A, Ramirez, Democrat Illinois, she voted present. Voting present is the same thing as voting against. So now we can label Representative Delia Ramirez as at least as a terrorist sympathizer, if nothing else. In a press release, Tlaib said that the bill was just another Republican bill used to incite hatred. The fact that we want to bar terrorists from coming to America, in her mind, is a Republican bill to incite hatred. H.R. 6679, she said, is unnecessary because it is redundant with already existing federal laws, she said. It's just another GOP messaging bill being used to incite anti-Arab, anti-Palestinian, and anti-Muslim hatred that makes communities like ours unsafe, the Democrat representative spewed out of her pathetic terrorist mouth. Representative Ramirez said that she voted present because she is done with political games. I voted present because I'm done with political games. The majority is wasting time bringing a bill that is already current law. Interesting. There are already no immigration benefits for Hamas terrorists, she said. Interesting that you say that. While also calling for Congress to pass laws to fix the immigration system and our border crisis, when we already have laws on the books that would fix the problem, miss. After participating for 15 hours of a sham impeachment, she said, I could not stomach another bill only induced to scope cheap political points, politicize immigration, and divide our communities. Sham. Sham like the one that you supported for Donald Trump? That kind of sham? She said this bill does not meaningfully address border security nor further protect our communities. Well, I'm sorry. If we stop terrorists from coming to America, you don't think that's helping protect the community? Then that makes you a terrorist. That's right. A member of Congress. It's a waste of our resource and time, she said. I'm not going to play alone. Wow. Tlaib and Bush are among a small but vocal minority of Democrats critical of Israel in the ongoing conflict. Tlaib was amongst the first to condemn Israel for the now discredited claim that it struck a hospital in Gaza with an airstrike and killed some 500 people. U.S. and Israeli intelligence have already said that the blast originated from a rocket that was fired by Hamas in Gaza, and it went astray and fell short. And that's been proven by photos, by video, by eyewitnesses, and by satellite imagery. Yet they refuse to admit the evidence, even though it's been shown to them and to the world. They still continue to double down and say that Israel attacked that hospital and killed those 500 innocent men, women, and children. So I sent a letter to the House Speaker. I would suggest that you do the same thing, asking him, what is your plan now? What is your plan for these members of Congress that are on record making many, many hateful comments about veterans, about law enforcement officers, about the U.S. military? Hell, Alejandro Mar is even on record calling American veterans the real terrorist. And they're in our Congress. And now this, voting against a bill that would strip away any immigration type help for Hamas terrorists. What do you plan to do about that? How about you vote to kick them out of Congress? You have the power, Speaker Johnson. That's what needs to happen. Not censor them. That doesn't do a damn thing like you guys have done in the past. No. Boot their ass out of Congress. And once we manage to get Republicans back in control of things, let's go a step further and strip them of their American status and back to the shithole country that they came from, where they can support all the terrorists they want. But here in America, we don't want them here. And we don't want you here either. Anyone who supports terrorism is not welcome in the United States of America, period. So let's talk about Joe Biden, shall we? President, the liar-in-chief Biden, has once again, sadly, repeated a false claim about the death of his son, Beau Biden. This time during a call with the parents of the U.S. service members who were recently killed, the three of them, in an attack on a base in Jordan near the border with Syria. While speaking on Tuesday to the parents who lost their children in this horrible drone attack sponsored by Iran and injured 25 others, Biden once again lied and said that his son also died in the Iraq War. During the call, which is shared by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Biden told them that their children were being promoted to sergeant. He was going to do that. He has that ability. And they said, that's great. They're very thankful for that. It means a lot to them. Oh, well, I tell you what, it means a lot to me, Biden responded. My son spent a year in Iraq. That's how I lost him. In contrast to his claim, Beau Biden, my friends, died of brain cancer in 2015, right here in America, in Maryland. Beau did serve in Iraq, by the way, from 2008 to 2009. But again, he died right here in America, 6 years after returning from Iraq. I lost my son in Iraq, Biden claimed back in June of 2023 during a speech at Nash Community College in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Biden also made the same claim about his son's death a month earlier in May of 2023 while speaking to Marines stationed in Japan. Biden made the same false claim about his son Beau in 2022, telling a crowd in Colorado that his son lost his life in Iraq. I say this as a father of a man who won the Bronze Star and lost his life serving in Iraq, Biden said during a speech near Vail, Colorado at the time, highlighting the president's call with Sanders' parents. Curtis Hoddick, the managing editor of Newsbusters for the Media Research Center, questioned the nerve of Biden to invoke the name and death of his son. Of course, Biden called one of the families who lost their child in the Iranian drone attack he made it all about his son, claiming he's been in the exact same position. Hawk wrote in a post on X, the nerve of this guy. Now, look, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around why this man continues to lie about the death of his son. He's lied about all kinds of shit. I mean, he's lied about he one time was a bus driver. He lied that one time he was a train engineer. He lied that one time he was marching with Black America during the rallies in the South. It's just, I don't know. Is it dementia? Is it his mental issues that he has going on? I mean, but of all the things to lie about, we know how his son died. Why would you keep telling people that story? And nobody in the White House is going to stand up and tell him, not even his wife, Joe, why do you keep doing this? Why do people know that you're lying? Your son died of brain cancer in America. He did not die serving in Iraq. The commander-in-chief of the United States military, the president of the United States of America, keeps lying about his son who died of brain cancer in America. It's sad. I mean, look, I'm sympathetic that he lost his child. God forbid I'd hate to be in that situation. But why does he keep lying about how his kid died? Anybody on the left, Democrats, please let me know. When this becomes a regular video after the live show, tell me in the comments, for crying out loud. Why is the man doing this? Sadly, you don't have an answer. I already know the answer. There isn't one. Now, and the last thing I want to talk before we get into further Biden lies about the border, let's talk about the TV show The View. And I already know what many of you are thinking. Doug, who gives two shits about the women of The View and what they have to say, right? Well, here's why I care. The View continues to average 2.5 million viewers per show every day. The majority of the audience is in one age category group, 83% of them being around the age of 55 and older, and most are women. It's worth noting that in 2024 report at once states that The View has reached an astounding 50 million viewers in the past year, with the majority of the viewers in last year being between the ages of 25 and 54. So that's why it matters. They particularly don't matter, but it's what they're saying to these millions of women that actually believe their shit. Everything's anti-white people. It's anti-Trump. It's hatred. And these people that tune in believe what they're saying to be fact. So, The View co-host clashed this morning over whether America is a racist country. His co-host, Sonny Holston, deemed a significant portion of the United States to be prejudiced. The co-host discussed GOP presidential candidate Nikki Haley's appearance on Charmaine Thagod's The Breakfast Club show. Haley argued division in the country started under the Obama administration and said during the media appearance that she does not believe America is a racist country, but rather that there is racism in America. I agree. Co-host Alicia Farrah Griffin said that she does not believe the vast majority of Americans are racist, but argued that there is racism in America. Well, we don't know that, do we? Co-host Joy Barr said. And she disagreed. Holston argued that the FBI director himself said white supremacy was the biggest threat to our country today. That still doesn't mean that there's a vast majority of people. White supremacy doesn't mean all white people. That's not what it means, but that's what you think it means, and that's what you're telling these gullible women that watch your shit. There are white supremacists, just like there are members of the Black Panthers that are saying some horrible, hateful, racist shit. Okay? But the white supremacist in America is not even a fraction of a percent of white people. I mean, it's so minute that you can't even register it. There might be, I don't know, I'm going to throw a number out there and say there might be 5,000 people that classify as white supremacists. Not 50 million white people. I just don't believe in my day-to-day life that people you're encountering harbor racist views, Farrah Griffin countered. Hostin responded, if you look like me, you would believe differently. And of course, she is a black. Griffin posed a question to the co-host and asked if they believe the majority of Americans are racist. Help me understand, she said. I think that there is a significant portion that are racist, and you can't dismiss my live experience, Hostin said, and the audience applauded. Griffin quickly responded and said, I never would. When I said there's a lot of racists in this country, I just experienced my son walking down the beach being called the N-word several times in Florida. I'm going to guess that he's a big fan of Bubba Wallace and Jussie Smollett. If he actually told you he was walking down a beach in Florida and several times white people called him the N-word. She went on to say that she believes the vast majority of people are racist, and you can't say that they are not. Griffin agreed and repeated that she would never minimize Hostin's experiences. Co-host Sarah Haynes turned the conversation back to Haley and said she thought the GOP presidential candidate was doing what every politician does, pandering, double talks, and flip-flops. And anyone that believes there's some iconic DC politician that doesn't play the same game every time an election rolls around, they're being intellectually dishonest. Republicans right now are dealing with a fractured party, she said. They're walking a line that really has them against the wall in some ways. Newsflash, so are the Democrats. She's doing what she has to do. And right now, currently, I'm on the anyone but Trump presidency club, she said. And then was asked, where is your moral compass? Where is your moral compass in D.C., Sonny? That's naive, Haynes responded. So the fact that they have this very, very big audience of gullible people that vote, that's why it matters. Now, last week, in an attempt to shift blame for a crisis their own politics created, Joe Biden in the White House, especially the press secretary speaking for him, lied and said that House Republicans had an anti-border security record by voting to eliminate over 2,000 Border Patrol agents and erode our capability to seize fentanyl. And they keep saying that at almost every single press conference. These claims have already been proven to be untrue and underscored the Biden administration's failure to secure our southern border, marked by high record crossings in December and widespread national recognition of the situation at our border being a crisis. Since his first day in office, President Biden and his administration have worked to systematically undermine America's border security. On many occasions, he has manipulated the federal bureaucracy to open our borders to illegal immigrants, human trafficking, fentanyl, and potentially terrorists. The results in a humanitarian and national security catastrophe. The president must use his executive authority to repair what has broken. Yet he now says, and I quote, and you may have seen him say it. If you haven't, you can look it up right here on YouTube. I've done all I can as president to fix the border. I can't do anything else. I've done it all. Everything I can do as a president. Now we need Congress to pass new rules, new laws. Went on to say that It's Republicans that are stopping that from happening, which is another flat out lie. So I'm going to share with you several instances of what Biden did by undermining our border security policies and encouraging illegal immigration that he could reverse. He could reverse these things, which would go a long way in helping fix this problem. So Democrats and liberals and Joe Biden and anyone in his administration, no, there's plenty Joe can do to help fix it. On January 20th, 2021, Biden took the following actions. He terminated the national emergency at the southwest border, Proclamation 9844, thereby halting emergency construction of the border wall. He issued an executive order further entrenching the lawful Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program known as DACA. With his action, Biden directed the Secretary of Homeland Security and consulted with the Attorney General to preserve and fortify DACA, signaling to illegal aliens that his administration supports amnesty and that illegal aliens need not fear coming to the U.S. or worry about immigration enforcement. He unveiled the U.S. Citizenship Act, which would provide amnesty to millions of illegal aliens in the U.S., demonstrating intent to reward illegal border crossers with a path to citizenship. He revoked Trump-era executive order that was designed to ensure there was meaningful enforcement of U.S. immigration laws. He issued an executive action ending limitations and restrictions against immigration from certain countries associated with terrorism. He announced a 100-day moratorium on deportations of immigration and enforcement, effectively providing amnesty to criminal and other removable aliens and sending a signal the Biden administration would not enforce the law. And the administration also announced interim immigration enforcement guidelines that signal to illegal aliens that they do not have to worry about possible deportations. That was all on one fucking day. January 20th, 2021. One day. All that damage. He could reverse that. That would help. On February 1st, 2021, Biden authorized the Department of Homeland Security to implement Acting Secretary Mayorkas policy requiring a new process that shall provide for assessment of alternatives to removal, including, but not limited to, staying or reopening their cases, alternative forms of detention, custody detention, rather to grant temporary deferral action or other appropriate actions. Basically, on February 1st, 2021, let's find other ways to deal with them besides deporting them. You could change that, Biden. On February 2nd, 2021, the following freaking day, President Biden issued Executive Order 14010 and began processing asylum claims at the border. In the EO, the president also signaled an end to the migrant protection protocols, which is known as Remain in Mexico, that Trump put into place. A few days later, on February 6, 2021, Biden and Secretary of State Anthony Blinken suspended and began terminating procedures for the Trump administration's asylum cooperative agreements with El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. These agreements ensured aliens seeking asylum could do so in countries closer to their home country and in countries other than the United States. He also voluntarily stopped applying Title 42 expulsions to children across the border, setting off a major wave of unaccompanied alien children, family units, and illegal aliens heading to the U.S. border, not to mention those sex trafficking children. You could reverse every one of those. That would sure as hell help. On February 17th, 2021, Biden had the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention exempt unaccompanied alien children from Title 42 expulsion requirements, therefore encouraging more of them to come to the U.S. and parents to pay cartels to smuggle their children to the U.S. border. Because of that, by March 2nd of 2021, the Biden administration lost track of 20,000 unaccompanied illegal children. And Biden was briefed on the need to expand detention to holding additional 20,000 who had illegally crossed the border. Now, let me stop there for 1 second. Here's a plan. How about we hold these children until we find out who their parents are in whatever country they came from. And then we turn the child over to that country's law enforcement so they can then go prosecute those parents for endangering the lives of their children. That's what we would do here in America if you just took your kid and sent them off on their own. You would go to fucking jail. Well, guess what? These countries, Guatemala, Honduras, Venezuela, Mexico, they have the same damn laws. So why isn't that being enforced, Joe Biden? Democrats, liberals? Find out who their families are and turn them over to law enforcement in that area and let them criminally prosecute these parents for abandoning their children to the freaking cartels. On February 17th, 2021, Biden had the Center for Disease Control and Prevention exempt unaccompanied children from Title 42 expulsion requirements, therefore encouraging more of them to come to the U.S. and parents to pay cartel members to smuggle their children across the border. It's absolutely insane, folks. On March 5th, 2021, faced with overwhelming numbers of unaccompanied children in federal custody, Biden had the CDC ignore its normal facility guidance regarding COVID-19 and notifies facilities caring for migrant children that they can open back up to pre-existing COVID-19 levels, acknowledging extraordinary circumstances while telling the rest of us to wear a mask and social distance. On March 10th, 2021, Biden announced reinstatement of the Central American Minors Program, an Obama-era parole program that allowed citizens and aliens, including illegals, to bypass the family-based immigration laws adopted by Congress and sponsor family members in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras to come to the United States. Every one of those policies you can reverse. That'll help the fucking problem. On March 16th, 2021, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Maracas, under the approval of Joe Biden, delivered remarks explaining the border is open for illegal immigration by stating Department of Homeland Security's focus would be on processing illegal aliens. In other words, catch and release, and the creation of lawful pathways. A few days later, on March 20th, 2021, under Biden's approval, Department of Homeland Security began issuing illegal alien border crossers a notice to report to U.S. and Immigration Customs Enforcement, as opposed to the standard notice to appear in U.S. immigration courts. The notice to report policy allows illegal aliens to simply just then be released into the public to never be seen again. On March 31st, 2021, under Biden's approval, the Department of Health and Human Resources Office of Refugee Resettlement issued guidance rolling back requirements for background checks on adults in the household of unaccompanied minor sponsors. That's right. All these religious organizations across America that are stepping up to go help rescue these kids because we don't know who they belong to and give them homes to live in. The Biden administration waived the background checks of those families. You don't know if they're going to a family that's got sex offenders in it, drug addicts, rapists. Not a clue. Joe Biden waived that. On April 30th, 2021, the Biden administration canceled further wall construction, which was being led at that time by the Department of Defense because the money was already there for them to do it. But yet, he took it away. On July 2021, under Biden's order, the United States Border Patrol released 50,000 illegal aliens without giving them even a notice to appear, instead advising them to self-report to ICE on their own, never to be seen from again. You could reverse all of that shit. That would sure as hell help. On August 17, 2021, under Biden's approval, Department of Homeland Security announced an expansion of alternatives to detention, effectively reinstated and expanding catch and release again, and announced the expansion of taxpayer-funded services to illegal aliens. On August 31st, 2021, Biden authorized the release of over 100,000 aliens into the United States between March 21st, 2021 and August 31, 2021, without giving these aliens even a notice to appear. 100,000 would just sit off into America, have a good day. On September 30th, 2021, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas, under Biden's authority, issued a memorandum that states the fact that individual is a removable should not be the sole basis of enforcement action. Effectively, using prosecutorial discretion to give deportable aliens a pass to stay in the United States, thereby granting a formal amnesty to many illegal aliens. Throughout fiscal year 2021, the Biden administration took from and redistributed more than $300 million in federal law enforcement grants and gave them to sanctuary cities, therefore financially rewarding cities whose policies encourage illegal immigration. You could retract all those policies. On October 8, 2021, Biden authorized Department of Homeland Security to cancel another group of border wall contracts led by the Department of Homeland Security related to the Laredo and Rio Grande Valley border sectors. On October 12, 2021, Biden authorized Department of Homeland Security to suspend large-scale work site enforcement, a key tool to deter hiring and employment of illegal aliens. Remember, during Trump and even back during Obama and every president going back, even Democrats and Republicans, ICE had the ability to go to places where it's possibility they were hiring illegal aliens and go arrest them on the spot. Show your paperwork or you're being deported. Not anymore, not under Joe Biden. On October 27, 2021, Biden approved for Department of Homeland Security Mayorkas to issue a memorandum prohibiting law enforcement of immigration laws in certain areas. ICE could no longer go to schools, to healthcare facilities, to recreational areas, to any social service and emergency facilities, ceremonial locations such as funerals and civil ceremonies, as well as any demonstration or rally. Basically, ICE, go fuck yourself. You're out of a job. Leave the illegals alone. On October 29, 2021, Biden authorized the Department of Homeland Security to terminate the Migrant Protection Protocol known as Remain in Mexico for good. On November 2021, Biden formally created a program that included alternatives to detention plus parole, resulting in the catch and release of hundreds of thousands of aliens into the U.S. interior after they were encountered at the border. 338,000 aliens were released in fiscal year 2022 alone under that program. Joe, you can retract every one of those. That'll help. Between July 2021 and January 2022, Biden authorized more than 79,000 Afghan evacuees as part of Operation Allies Welcome after the Biden State Department and Department of Defense blotched the nation's withdrawal from Afghanistan. The Office of Inspector General determined that Department of Homeland Security failed to fully vet these evacuees. Failure to vet refugees signaled that the administrations might also apply lax vetting to asylum seekers, further encouraging asylum abuse, and it did. And how many terrorists were in that group because they weren't vetted out of 79,000. On September 9th, 2022, Biden reversed the Trump public charge rule, allowing aliens who are likely to become a burden to taxpayers to receive immigration benefits, such as a visa, admission, or adjustment of status. On December 13, 2022, Biden and his Department of Justice sued the state of Arizona in order to force Arizona to remove shipping containers they were placing back to back along the southern border where there were gaps with razor wire on top. Sued them and made them remove them. Let the illegals come in. On February 25th, 2023, the New York Times reported data showing the Biden Department of Homeland Security has lost track now of 85,000 children over the period of 2 years. New York Times exposed details of minor children working in factories in the United States as child slaves. 85,000 children don't have a clue where the fuck they're at. You can take all those policies back, Joe. That's something you can do. March of 2023, Biden made ICE ignore the need for deportations, allowing criminal aliens to stay in the U.S. ICE is now detained docket grew an estimated 5.3 million aliens, including 407,983 that were known criminals. Because of this, ICE arrests in fiscal year 2022 fell by 69% compared to fiscal year 2018, and arrest and convictions of criminals fell 65%. On April 13, 2023, Biden announced DACA recipients would be eligible for Obamacare benefits and Medicare, giving taxpayer-funded health care to illegal aliens. On April 30th, 2023, Biden allowed his administration to circulate guidance that waters down the vetting process for Chinese illegal aliens, requiring that interviews used to question a Chinese illegal alien consist of only 5 basic questions. The media reported that these Chinese illegal aliens quickly adapted to the new CBP guidelines and were all coached to give the exact same story that are identical in every single one that's being applied for. On May 11th of 2023, Biden terminated the use of Title 42 policy explosion authority permanently. Joe, you can do all that. That's something you can do. Stop saying you can't do anything. You did all you can. No, Joe, you're a fucking liar. On May 31st, 2023, Biden ended the DNA testing program. Think about this for a second, folks. Listen to what I'm fixing to tell you. Biden ended the DNA testing program used to verify that adults who cross the border with a child and claim to be related to that child are in fact related to that child and not a cartel member or a sex trafficker. Ending the program promotes not only illegal immigration, but also exploitation of children. It's sex trafficking. They're no longer vetted. On July 24, 2023, Biden had his Department of Justice sue the state of Texas to remove newly placed floating barriers in the Rio Grande River so illegals can swim across unimpeded. On August 29, 2023, because of Biden's burden on ICE, they released it to U.S. more than a dozen illegals with ties to ISIS and drug smuggling and human smuggling. On August 30th, 2023, Biden had his Department of Homeland Security rebrand alternatives to detention as release and reporting management, effectively using ICE to provide social services to aliens instead of allowing ICE to function as the law enforcement agency that they are. On October 4th of 2023, Biden issued new rules for unaccompanied minors that fails to prevent the release of illegal alien children to strangers, fails to facilitate age determinations, and fails to collect immigration information on sponsors. All of this will encourage trafficking of children, including by the cartels. So basically, if you haven't figured this out yet, Joe Biden sex traffics children. That's what he does. That's what this administration does. It's the biggest sex trafficking of children that ever existed on planet Earth. You're going to replace and remove all that, Joe Biden. On December 21, 2023, Biden authorized his administration to announce the creation of new juvenile docket within immigration courts, which gives special treatment. These are for children now, to 18, 19, and 20-year-old illegal aliens who should be deported, though they will be able to bypass the removal process. On January 3rd, 2024, Biden's administration sued the state of Texas for enforcing a recent enacted state law that allows Texas judges and magistrates to order illegal aliens to return to the foreign nation for which they entered. And of course, we know that they're also fighting and suing to have the razor wire cut and removed. So please, Mr. Biden, tell us again how there is nothing else you can do as president to fix this border and how it's Republicans causing this problem. You sick, sorry son of a bitch. January 20th, 2021, Border Patrol encountered 92,746 illegal aliens. At least 10,000 got away. 6,047 were children. 945 pounds of fentanyl. February 2021, Border Patrol encountered 115,559 illegal aliens. Over 5,000 are known to have gotten away. Of the 115,000, 9,611 were children. They seized 797 pounds of fentanyl. March of 2021, they encountered 192,025 illegal aliens. 19,115 were children. They seized 652 pounds of fentanyl. April 2021, Border Patrol encountered 196,190 illegal aliens. 17,264 were children. They seized 886 pounds of fentanyl. June 15th, 2021, they encountered and took into custody 207,821 illegal aliens. 15,479 were children. They seized 1,100 pounds of fentanyl. July, Border Patrol arrested 233,919 illegal aliens. Expected over 20,000 got away. 19,438 were children. They intercepted 837 pounds of fentanyl. The following month, August, they encountered 231,243 illegal aliens. 19,609 were children. They seized 1,100 pounds of fentanyl. September 2021, Border Patrol encountered 213,622 illegal aliens, 15,194 children. They seized 737 pounds of fentanyl. October 2021, they encountered 187,136 illegal aliens. 13,256 were children. They seized 1,100 pounds of fentanyl. By November 2021, they encountered 198,553 illegal immigrants. 14,435 were children. They seized over 1,100 pounds of fentanyl. December, the following month, they encountered 205,691 illegal immigrants. 12,363 were children. They seized 549 pounds of fentanyl. By January 2022, they encountered 186,808 illegal aliens. 9,171 were children, and they seized 862 pounds of fentanyl. April of 2022, they encountered 262 1,109 illegal aliens. 12,691 were children, and they seized 1,300 pounds of fentanyl. So far, we've added up enough fentanyl to kill every American in this country twice. September 2022, Border Patrol arrested 272,338 illegal aliens. 12,508 were children. They seized 1,900 pounds of fentanyl. October 31st, 2022, the total came to, for October, 284,624 arrested. Children, 13,756. They seized over 2,900 pounds of fentanyl. By December 2022, they encountered 302,392 illegal aliens. 13,030 were children. They seized 2,400 pounds of fentanyl. January 2023, they encountered 209,151 illegal aliens. Children, 10,059. They seized 1,400 pounds of fentanyl. February 2023, Border Patrol arrested 213,911 illegal aliens, 11,629 children, and they seized 2,300 pounds of fentanyl. By March of 23, Border Patrol encountered 259,471 illegal aliens, 13,178 children, and they seized 2,900 pounds of fentanyl. April 2023, Border Patrol arrested 276,036 illegal aliens, 12,214 children, seized 3,200 pounds of fentanyl. May 5th, 2023, Border Patrol encountered 275,166 illegal aliens and arrested them, 10,525 children, and seized 2,700 pounds of fentanyl. July 7th, between May and July, 245,154 illegal aliens arrested, 11,236 children, and 1,800 pounds of fentanyl. August 2023, Border Patrol arrested 304,073 illegal aliens, 14,922 under the age of 18, and they seized 1,800 pounds of fentanyl. September 2023, Border Patrol arrested 341,392 illegal aliens, 14,346 children, seized 1,500 pounds of fentanyl. October 2023, Border Patrol arrested 309,137 illegal immigrants, 12,103 children, and seized 1,700 pounds of fentanyl. December 2023 is still waiting to get the numbers and bring us up to current where we're at today. This is pathetic. This administration and the Democrats in Washington, D.C. are responsible for the millions of Americans that are displaced, whether it's children in schools being removed so immigrants can live in their schools, or their activity centers in their towns for kids after school programs so illegal aliens can stay there. They're responsible for the death of all those that have been killed by illegal aliens that become angel families, and the drug trafficking and the sex trafficking of men, women, and children. Yes, men. There are men that, for whatever reason, mentally unstable or born with mental afflictions, that are being brought into and used as sex slaves. Folks, this administration and these Democrats are horrible, horrible, disgusting human beings. And on top of that, as I've already explained, we have terrorists that are in the United States Congress. You got many places to be tonight. You chose to be here with me, and for that, I am forever grateful. Thank you very, very much. I hope that I shed some light on how dangerous this situation is with Democrats and this administration. I hope that you will share this with your family and friends, as well as share the show and let people know about it. I tend to continue until the day they put me on the ground, as long as I can, to bring you the facts about what is happening, not just with Democrats and liberals, but, trust me, for those of you that have been watching this show for years now, you know that I call out Republicans just as easy and have done many shows doing just that. I don't give a shit what your political party is. If we send you to Washington, D.C. to represent we the people, and you're up there fucking off, and you're up there to just make yourself big bucks, guess what? It's people like me that will stand up to your ass and let people know not to vote for you because what you're doing is not in the best interest of those that you represent. And that's how it should be. More people should be standing up and exposing what is happening in this country. And sadly, there's only a handful of us. You had many places you could be, folks. Thank you. Whatever you're going to do this weekend, please be safe. Please watch your six. We are not by any form out of danger's way. Trust me, there are terrorist cells right now in the United States of America waiting for the right opportunity to kill you and me. That's what they're here for. Joe Biden let them in. Democrats facilitated that. The blood of every American that has died in the past 4 years is on the hands of Democrats and Joe Biden. In the description of this and all my videos and all my shows, you can see the places you can follow me on social media. Please do so. I'll follow you back. As always, please say a prayer for our men and women serving the United States military, our veterans, our law enforcement officers, our first responders and their families, our angel families, our blue and gold star families, and our country. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless each and every one of you. Something breaks between now and next Tuesday, I'll do a video about it or I'll do a live show. Other than that, folks, have a great and blessed evening. Have a wonderful weekend coming up starting tomorrow. Take care and God bless you.